Hello, I'm Nilansh Mathur. This is my social media DApp. It's called Pollen Social, and it's not built in the way you might think. So the basic task we have to do is to create a social media where we can push, like basically post images and text and pull them from IPFS. So that is a very simple application. But what I've built now and what I also plan to continue on is um, a social media application where your profiles are NFTs basically, and this idea is not new. This is borrowed from the Lens protocol, although I think my implementation may differ very well from theirs. The concept I have used is kind of like a nested NFT, like the conceptually. So what happens is, this is the dApp, okay? Um, Let me walk you through the dApp once, and then I'll explain the concept of how I'm using NFTs for everything. So I go to Mint profile. Minting a profile is gasless. So this is done by not by relayers, although that would be the approach in production maybe. I just have a smart contract that holds Ring B ETH. I'm operating on the Ring B network, and that will pay for the gas basically. So let me just put a name here like Leonidas. Okay, let's just say there is this name, and I click mint. So what I have running in the background is a Node.js API that takes this call and uses my own contract to pay for the gas. And what it will do first is create an upload this to IPFS first of all. Um, yeah, so it created uh, the profile metadata and uploaded it to IPFS, and then this is the transaction hash that is being sent from the other smart contract, which pays the gas, right? But this belongs to us. So let me just check this transaction hash on Ring B. We won't get the confirmation because it's not from our account. Now, yeah, so it's a success. Now, uh, if you so now I have this Leonidas. Now, if I refresh and if I try any name again, then it will say you have already minted a profile NFT, and this is the contract address of my profile NFT. It's an ERC1155 NFT. But what happens basically is this mint call went to this profile hub. Now this hub controls all of the profile NFTs, and this has various functions. Let me refresh this for now. So you can see our mint function just showed up. So the function we called was mint here, basically mint to our address and profile URI, which was created by the Node.js API, like basically uploaded to IPFS using Pinata. So I'm using Pinata to handle the pinning files to IPFS and pinning JSON to IPFS directly. So this profile hub. Now this is where the nesting comes in. So this profile hub in itself is an ERC 1155 NFT collection. So if I just okay, these are my current NFTs. Now if I refresh, this is on the Ring B testnet. So if I refresh, I have this Leonidas.pol. Pol is for pollen. So I have this, and there is this unidentified contract. Now, basically, this is um, the same account with which I've deployed Profile Hub. So I'm the owner of Profile Hub. So what I can do here is basically this will be one time kind of like, let me just choose any image here, feature, banner, and the name will be Pollen Social, let's say. Right? Do I need anything else? No, I can submit changes. So yeah, so this profile hub now is called Pollen Social, and this will hold all of the profile NFTs. And let me just go to this collection now. Yeah, yeah, but OpenSea does this sometimes. Yeah, it will take some time to update maybe. And you can see there are some other profile NFTs too. Now, each of these profile NFTs will control another collection, um, which is another ERC1155 collection, which holds the posts of the user. So basically, Profile Hub holds the profiles, and those are tokens here, and they have ownership of like if you transfer it to someone, then someone else will have your profile, and that profile is a collection of your posts. So you can see that I already have a profile minted right here. So this is my own ERC20 ERC1155 collection, but there is nothing here right now, right? So what I want to do next is I want to create a new post. So let me select an image. Let me just say this rocket one. Rockets are nice. Some random purple rocket. So now so now this is a post that will go directly through this contract, which is my own ERC1155 contract. So this will mint a new NFT in that one, in that contract. So I can post this, and this will go through my own account because now the ownership has been transferred to me. So okay, so let me just explain what happens when I click post. I first get the IPFS URL, there it is, and then this IPFS URL will be used to create the metadata for the NFT. So I can confirm this transaction here. Transaction hash is this. Let me see here. Okay, it's taking some time, but it will appear here, I guess. Okay, so here also you can see this is the profile NFT that we had, and it is pending right now. Just give it a couple of seconds. I'll come to the code part later on, because when you mint a new token from Profile Hub, like that is just a token that belongs to this contract. How does it know that it owns another contract which has the posts of the user, right? So I'll come to that later on. Still pending. Ring-B is quite slow at times. Okay, so maybe let me just come to the part. So this is my API, or let me just go to my smart contracts. Okay, so the simplest one is probably the profile NFT. It is the profile, it is ERC1155 profile. So nothing much going on here. It is a very basic one, but I have added the ability to store different URIs manually. Usually you would have one base URI and then you would return that, but I have stored it differently because for each new post I'm storing the URL on IPFS. So I just wanted to have this, so I've overridden the URI function. Also transfer ownership. This is so that only the factory owner can transfer ownership, because what happens if you um, transfer the profile NFT, but the ownership is not transferred, right? So there will be a mismatch, right? So you buy a profile NFT from someone, but you don't get access to the posts. That is not how it should. That is not how it has to work, right? So that is there, and how that is handled is in Profile Hub. So this is kind of the crux of the whole program here. So there are three mappings: one for URIs, which is basic for like images; token collection, so which token ID is mapped to which profile NFT collection, and which user holds which profile NFT collection, that is also there. So basically in Mint, what I do is there are two pathways. First of all, you create a new token, right? A new profile NFT, you give it to the user, and you create a new profile NFT contract, and then you create a link through this mapping to say, okay, this new token that I just minted is related to this collection address, right? And the ownership is also transferred. You can see the ownership is transferred to the person who I'm minting to, basically the user. So that's how it is controlled basically. And safe transfer from. So I have had to override this function so that if you transfer an NFT, right, a profile NFT, then I also update the local state variables here, because without this the whole thing would break, because it's basically a play of ownership here at this point, simulating the nested NFTs. Okay, it's still pending. This is not what usually happens. Did it fail for some reason? Okay, I guess I will just create another one just to be sure. Let me make one with um, this yellow logo, a yellow post, some description. Now it will do the usual IPFS, upload to IPFS, and then yeah, so that is in the API. Um, so let me just go through the API routes. This is our test route. Okay, so this popped up. Okay, network is busy, and this has I have already one pending. Okay, I will just reject this for now. Okay, so create post. This is very important. I spent a lot of time like handling the file uploads for this because there is a kind of a bug in Pinata where you have to do this small fix, otherwise it won't work. I found that out after a long time. So what is happening here? I take the image, I upload that image to IPFS, pin file to IPFS. Then I create the metadata for the NFT, which has this image URL, and then I pin this JSON of metadata JSON to IPFS, and then I return this. This is how the post is created, and then this is sent to the smart contract through the mint function. Now, when you mint an NFT, same, you have a metadata file. You don't have to upload an image. I'm using a pre-configured image. Usually, even Lens protocol actually has this pre-configured image, and yeah, so I already have the image. Just need the name. I convert it to snake case, and then I pin the JSON to IPFS. I return this. Okay, so now the transaction is taking place here itself because I'm using my own account to mint this, and then just sending the transaction result back, which has the hash of the transaction. And post. So how am I getting the post in my dashboard? So this is using Moralis. One of the reasons I chose to go with this nested NFT or kind of nested NFT approach with two collections, multiple collections, is that I thought that instead of indexing manually, I could utilize the existing infrastructure that already indexes NFTs. So Moralis has this, Covalent has this, although Covalent doesn't have this on Ring B, so that's why I use Moralis. And you can use subgraphs also. So that's why I use Moralis. They have their own API to get the NFT metadata, and I must admit it's quite slow if the number of profiles are a lot. So I will have to look at indexing and storing in a database all of this data. So yeah, that is a future scope perhaps. But for now, I am just looking at my transaction, which is pending for a long time now. I might have to speed this up. At which point this will also not resolve because this is listening for the older transaction. But now when I speed up, the transaction hash will have changed. So now even I don't need to look at this. I just need to look at this. Yeah, so a new one is pending now 8 seconds ago. Uh, okay, I don't know if this will resolve, but I'll just show you another one I have minted. So let me just okay, so let me go to my dashboard, loading posts, and while it loads posts, let's just grab one of these. Yeah, this one. This must have that. So this is also a profile NFT. This is owned by another of my accounts, and here there is a mint method. Like, let me just go to the transaction hash. So mint string token URI, and this does mint token ID of 1 for this contract, and yeah, and that's how the posts are shown here. So yeah, I guess that's all I can show you right now. It is pending. And yeah, the main functionality is here, and the API, it has an API, and the front end is done in Vue.js, which is here, and new post. So yeah, that is my video for Pollen Social. There is a lot to improve on this. Indexing is the future scope, and likes, comments. I guess this can be a whole social network based on this approach of collections, because now OpenSea is also a front end for you basically for oh yeah, I have NFTs here actually. One which I posted before. My new image post, yeah, yeah. And here the description is, this is some good description. Yeah, this one, yeah. So that is there. So yeah, the OpenSea can also be a front end for this. And yeah, that is all. Thank you.